Alright guys, I'm going to show you some clips of the new quarter mile. Then we're going to go over some things. Here's the clips. Alright, now that you've seen the clips, we got a updated tune with a little bit less timing in it because it was getting spark knocked before and stuff. We might tweak it just a little bit more. We're going to see, but overall, I don't think it's going to get any quicker on 93. It still is on. It's still on 93 octane. Car's full weight. 1074 has been the best pass. Then I went back to back on those clips you just seen. Those were back to back 10.7s. So car hooked first couple passes. Second pass it slipped the tire just a little bit. Then after that I tried it a couple more times after it got cooler out. I'll put the DA in here also and the temperature and stuff on the app that I got. But after that, after those two passes, it just spun the tires. I mean, I could have babied it down the track, but it was just getting too cold and the dew fell. And for the type of tires I have, and just a lot of things, that just packed it up and left. So The car would probably, everything being perfect, I call it a glory pass. It would probably hit a 10.6 on a glory pass. Just like before I switched to the smaller pulley and stuff and retuned, the best it ever ran was a 1089, and I only done it one time. That was on the old setup before I switched to pulley and the new tune. 1089 was the best it ever ran. That was one time. Every other time it'd do 1100. Just keep doing 1100s. It wouldn't hit another 10. So I jumped down to a 2.8 pulley. Now it's consistently doing 10s as long as it ain't super hot. The car for the build, there's not much left. For the blower and stuff, I mean, without going super crazy and redoing everything, but it's got the 2300 Edelbrock supercharger, 2.8 upper grip tech pulley. Then the Edelbrocks, some of y'all know they'll come with a separate drive. They got their lower crank pulley and stuff, so you got both belts. It's a pre-Eagle engine, 5.7. Stock displacement. This motor has not been bored, nothing. I've put drop-in pistons in it, forged. Steel pre-Eagle heads. There's the EGR block off. Pre-Eagle heads. I mean, it's nothing really special. Got drop-in fuel pump, Demon injectors. It's on 93 octane pump gas right now. Valve springs, all that stuff. Got a Modern Muscle custom grind cam. It's actually one of their shelf cams, but he tweaked a couple things on it, so custom. But I ordered it custom grind, so stock throttle body. I mean, I ported it myself a little bit. Got headers, exhaust, suspension work. If you've seen my other videos, you know what it's got. I've ported the intake ports on the heads out to 6.1. Ported the exhaust side a little bit. This blower is actually for a 09 and 10 year. First year of variable valve timing, 5.7s. I made it fit on this. Go back and watch my videos if you want more information on that. But I'm probably forgetting something, but it's really not that special of a build. I just tried to take the 5.7 pre-Eagle. I wanted to keep it a true 5.7 displacement, pre-Eagle heads and all. It's also got a converter in it and 306 gears, get track. I just wanted to see what I could take it to the limit at. And I'm pretty much there with this combination. I really wanted a Whipple supercharger, but the opportunity presented itself that I got such a good deal on this blower, I could not pass it up. But like I've said in some of my other videos, I've talked to the people at Edelbrock. They say this 2300 blower, it is about out of steam with a 2.8, 2.75 pulley, around 13, 14 PSI boost. It's about out of steam. I see in cool weather 11.7 PSI with the 2.8 pulley, but you will also lose a pound to 2 pounds. I lose a pound and a half of boost where it has cam and a headers. So if you add 1.5 pound to this, to the actual size of the pulley on paper, this is a 13 PSI pulley. I have tried the 2.75 pulley. Driving wise, I cannot tell a difference. I mean, it makes about a half to 1 pound more boost. That's it. Back when I had it on the tuner's dyno, when it was really hot, it didn't make any more power than the 2.8. It just created more heat. That's it. It's all done. I put a Whipple heat exchanger on it, and I have put the VP antifreeze in it. The cool down, I think it's called, Mr. Frosty, the street version, and I added a bottle of their additive, a coolant additive. Let's see what else. But the blower, it's pretty much volumed out for my combination. And I've seen one on a 5.7 variable valve timing engine which they have bigger ports on the heads, a little bit better flow and stuff in these, and make it like 30, 40 more horsepower stock to stock. But anyway, he dynoed about the same power what I did in cool weather. So that goes to show me in my belief that this blower is maxed. Yes, you could port it, but I've seen where they have ported this specific blower and it only netted like 10 horsepower. It would help with intake air temperatures, but boost wise and power wise, I don't think it would, for the money, it wouldn't be worth it to me. I mean, this is a nice little blower. What I think, this for 10 if you want to go to 10 psi and keep it there, this all day long. You start wanting to push it, need something else. Now, of course, you could do a stroker kit or something like that and gain more that way. Because of the displacement, it would pick up more. But I just tried to push the Pre-Eagle as far as I could push it. The only thing left on this car, if I wanted to keep this blower without taking the engine back out and doing a stroker kit or upgrading to a bigger blower or something, the only two ways I know to get more out of this car is to add nitrous and race gas. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. I'm not going to do the nitrous. I still have the stock crankshaft in this. Stock transmission with a Southern hot rod valve body. I'll probably do the race gas and get it retuned on full race gas. That would probably, on paper, net me another 40 to 50 horsepower to the wheel. But more realistic, it's going to pick up more torque. Because on dyno, back when it was real hot out, and we had it on our tuning and stuff, it gained more torque than it did power. And what that usually shows is when they gain more, when you go from a big change, just for instance, say you got a 4-inch pulley and you go down to a 275 and you only gain 20 horsepower and 80 torque. That shows you there is a flow restriction, that the blower is out of steam. So that's what we've seen. Now, I am going to put the car back on a dyno because I have upgraded the heat exchanger. It's got cooler intake air temperatures and so on. And we have changed the tune to see what it's going to put down, because the numbers was all over the place when it was 90 out and we're seeing extremely high intake air temperatures. Intake air temperatures will kill horsepower on a supercharged and turbo car. That kills horsepower. But for shits and giggles, back when we tuned it, it made 648 and 628 SAE on a Dynojet in hot weather and seeing 160, 170 intake air temperature. That's hot. That would should pick up another 20 to 30 with cooler air and so forth, because that is absolutely killing power. But I don't really go compare power to power. The best test is take it to the track if you really not want to know the difference. But like I said before, I had the 3.25 pulley on it, which is on paper a 10 psi pulley. The best the car ever ran with that pulley was a 1089, and it done it one time. Every other time it was 11 O's. Another thing that leads me to believe that this blower is restricted, or it's the heads on the exhaust side, one of the two, but more or less I think it's the blower from what I've seen and been told from big companies. The mile an hour is close to the same. I mean, it might have picked up a mile an hour average over and over. But then again, my tires, I did have less pressure in my rear tires than what I normally would run. That plays a part in your mile per hour and your quarter mile for those that don't know. But it would vary some. It's not going to be drastic. I mean, it might be 2 to 3 mile an hour tops. But then again, from the mile an hour standpoint, the car's got the torque out of the hole in about mid-range, then it kind of plateaus because it don't have enough horsepower to keep it pulling, if that makes sense. It will the some, but that's what I think. I think the blower it's a nice little blower, but it's just not a big, huge power maker. To get this car to run 10s without changing a whole lot and spending a lot more money on it, it would take full race gas, and I think it would take a 75 to 100 shot to get it running 9s. Yeah, to get it running 9s, the car's full weight. Now still being full weight. If I started taking seats and stuff out of it, the way it is, it would, I think I could pick another 10th up roughly, leaving it on 93, taking the driver's seat out, the rear back seat, maybe taking the door panels off and the trunk mat, just little stuff. Not going too extreme. I could probably get it 10.6, 10.5 in cool weather. I say it would do that. But overall, for a Pre-Eagle 2008 Charger RT 5.7, no bullshit, keeping it the real deal Pre-Eagle. Honestly, not to brag or nothing, but from my knowledge, now if you know anybody else, now I'm talking about leaving it in the LX platform on a Charger, not swapping it into a Pinto or a Dakota or something like that. In this platform, street car wise, I think I have the fastest fully Pre-Eagle car that I have run across. There is one other guy in Canada that I have talked to, but he is doing a stroker and all kinds of stuff. He's changing his whole setup. But Pre-Eagle, he ran a 10.8.4, I think it was. I might be mistaken, but it's 10.8 something. But I have beat his time to my knowledge so far, and I am still on pump gas, and I think he was weight reduction. He had a lot of weight reduction, but I'm pretty sure. But that's just my opinion. I mean, it's not no rocket ship. It's not the big fastest thing in the world, but for a Pre-Eagle, it's not bad. But also, I don't know what I'm going to do with it from here. Like I said, I'll probably do the race gas deal and retune it on it. That should pick up 40 to 50, give or take. I kind of want to sell it. Then in another way, I kind of don't. But I'm wanting something else. I'm in the Mopar platform. I'm wanting a Challenger to build the way I want it, and I want to get close to mid 9s, maybe high 8s. I just don't want to tear this car back apart to do it. It's going to take so much money to put it to where I want it. I just don't want to do it because I know if I add the nitrous and stuff, it's going to be risky business on the stock crank. I'm already pushing the limits. I mean, there's some out there that's hit 1,000 to 1,100 on the stock crankshaft on the 5.7s, but I don't want to do that. I never intended it to be, how can I put this, all out 9-second car. I didn't build it for that. I kindly built it somewhat of the guy with the budget that's got a little bit of a budget. Now, it's took me a couple years to build this car. I've got about 20 grand in it altogether, doing it myself other than tuning. But kind of in a budget way, I've put it together for the budget guy. Like, I give $4,500 for the blower, brand new, that was on sale because they don't make that blower no more, that Pacific model. Just stuff like that. I mean, that blower, when it was came out and stuff, and if you buy it from somebody else, you're gonna pay $6,500. I mean, it's crazy. I got it for 45, brand new, a tuner kit. I just had to do a couple things to make it work, but overall, it's just somewhat of a budget build. But these cars usually run bone stock 14 seconds, high 14 seconds in the quarter mile. Bone stock's what these run. So it's come a long way. kind of want to get either a Scat Pack or a Hellcat would be ideal, but the prices right now on the Hellcats is absolutely ridiculous. We'll see. I don't know for sure what I'm going to do yet. It just depends. Probably won't take it to the track no more this year because they are pretty much done for the year. There's a couple events left, and the rest of them's like to be announced depending on weather. But we'll see. So like I said, I think that's about all the car's going to get out of it. 93, it's going to take some race gas to get it a little bit more. I think on race gas it would probably go low 10s. 10.4, 10.3 maybe. But just wanted to update you on that. Like, share, and subscribe. Thanks.